money stay high. Go to YouTube for story time with Ray Vibe. We say he's a great guy. Have a lot of fun telling you his life in Blaze Live. Stay high. I dare you tonight to like, share, and subscribe.
What is good, Vibe Gang? It is your boy Ray here with another one. I know it's been a while, but I think I got it figured out how to work this in without worrying about the other channel. And I figured out every Sunday I am going to just sit in the studio for a couple of hours, and I'm just going to knock out 5 story times for you guys, record them all, and then premiere them throughout the week. So every day you'll be able to get a story time with Ray. So that's how I'm going to work it out. But enough of that. That's the future. We're talking about that now, my nigga. And you saw the cover. My first time learning how to swim. It was a doozy. Ever since I can remember, I have never in my life enjoyed any aquatic entertainment. I always lived by the policy, if God wanted me in the water, he'll give me gills. Kind of the way I feel about airplanes. If he wanted me to fly, he would have gave us the physical ability to actually do it. But I'm saying that is like if he wanted us to drive, we could have wheels in our legs. But you understand what I'm saying. Never was a fan of it. Never thought it was humanly possible for me to do that. So every time we went to the beach, I was in the wet sand when I was a child. I was in the wet sanding it up. Building castles and shit. Letting the water touch just my feet. That's all I needed to get the sand off. Never was a fan of it. I hear conversations going on one summer night. And the conversation was my mother, my father talking about my lack of knowing how to swim. You know, he need to learn. All that bullshit. I'm like, why do I need to learn? I started putting logic to it, ladies and gentlemen. Granted, I was only 7, 8-ish. I think it was like 7. No, I was 6. I was 6 because I haven't even gone to Dominican Republic yet. Like I was, but it was. This is the way you don't teach kids how to swim because of a traumatic event. So I hear my mother and my father having this conversation. This was summertime. There was no schools. My sister was home and everything, and we always usually set something up, a barbecue on the weekend, go to a family's house and just eat, like potluck type shit. You bring a dish, I bring a dish. We all eat as a family type stuff. You know, always planning something, especially in the summer when the kids are out of school, which we appreciate as young ones. So this particular summer, they wanted us, we're all going to go to Manhattan Beach and we're all going to enjoy some swimming. And I was like, fuck, I don't want to go. But at that time frame, my mother and my father was not about to leave a child by himself. So it was one of those, like, you gotta go. But I was like, there's nothing for me to do there. Like, all my cousins and everybody are in the water doing water activities. Like they're fucking dolphins, bro. I don't want to be involved with no water activities. The sand is hot. The sand is all messy. I've never liked the beach. Till this day, I don't like the beach. Because of the messiness, because it's not a pool. A pool's different. I'll be in a pool all day long. No. Oh, a fish touched me. Oh, what? Oh, what? A fish? Unless you're a marine biologist or in the Navy or Coast Guards, should be no reason. If your job has nothing to do with the water, the beach is a waste of time. That's why pollution, people shitting and pissing in the pool, in the water, in the beach. That's why the water's all nasty and shit like that. Leave the water alone, man. We're fucking it up by being in there. Stop being in the water if you don't need to be in the water. Anyway, I'm just saying, there's no need. At that moment, I wish like that was like church camp. Like, send me to church camp. Mom, Dad, send me to church camp. I don't care about none of this. But I spoke my grievances to my parents, and I told my mother, I don't want to go. I remember throwing a fit, saying I don't want to go. I was a badass little fucking kid, man. Crying and shit. But I did not want to go. So I started pouting. Didn't work. Watery eyes. Were you glistened? Nothing. My mother's like, if we're going, you're going. That was it. There was nothing I could do to fight it. So the whole night, I'm like, I'm just going to chill in the chair. Hopefully somebody brings an umbrella. I hang under the umbrella. And I just eat all the fucking food, do whatever. I'm not going to that water. My neighbor came. Everybody was there. So the morning comes. I didn't sleep a wink. I'm afraid of the water. I don't like it. Morning comes. I'm grouchy. Oh, I don't want to go. We all start packing our stuff up. Neighbor comes down. Everybody's all excited. And I'm like, where's the party? That's what I'm asking myself. Like, where's this party that everybody's happy that we going? To our deaths? There's a cult. I low-key thought we were in a cult. No. You know that sharks live in that water? I'm just asking. Fishes and shit swimming around my legs? That's not cool. They pee in there, you know. And poop. My parents, I was going to call social services. My parents should not. No, that's abuse. So we packed up. We on the way. We getting there. And I'm in the back and I'm just like dreading every moment of this. For some reason, I've never liked the beach. Now, if we go to like a park that has a pool in it, because in New York, there was a park that had a pool in it that we frequent a little bit when we were younger. But that's cool. That I'm fine with the pool situation because the pool's got steps. I chilled in the steps. I didn't know how to swim. No one ever taught me how to swim. No one ever said, Ray, come here. Let me show you. Let me hold you up. Kick your feet. No one ever did that shit to me. My father in the car asked, why don't you like it? And I was like, I don't know how to swim. I don't know how to defend myself in the waters. Therefore, if I don't know how to defend myself in those waters that have currents and could take me out. Oh, whoa, you think I didn't know? The teacher told us everything about the oceans of the United States. I know everything. And I think that's where it came from. People, we unlocking shit here. I think that's what that came from. Because I remember, I think it was my first grade or kindergarten, somebody told me the water could take you. Somebody told me that. I remember it. Ever since then, I did not like the fucking water. Like, if it could take me, then why would I want to fuck with something knowing what the outcome is going to be? That's just like seeing a burning building and you're not a firefighter and you run right into it. People call it courage. I call it stupidity. Nigga, you didn't go, you didn't train to fight a fire. Now, if a firefighter goes in there, if a firefighter runs into a building that's on fire, that makes sense. A person that has never fought a fire in his life walking in there is stupidity. Because, yeah, your heart's in the right place, but your brain's somewhere else. If they can't make it, the fuck makes you think you're gonna make it out that bitch? I'm just saying, people, use your common sense. Use it. So I said, I don't know how to swim, and I don't know how to defend myself against the current. Therefore, I have no business being out there. I was a responsible child, father. You don't want to hear that shit. You know how to swing. When was this? When was this? When was this place that I learned how to do this? In the bathtub, my nigga? Like, what are you talking about? We go through the pool. Didn't I tell you? Steps. Bop, 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 bop. Hitting the water with my feet. That's all I've done in the pool. I've never gone out in the pool and done none of that shit. Some reason, I don't know why he did it. That's why I'm saying Kevin Hart. That's why I'm saying Kevin Hart. I think he was looking at my life at a point. He was like that. That story hit so hard that Kevin Hart did because it was not exactly, but it's what happened to me. I told him, bro, I'm not going. I'm just going to chill. I already have a plan. My dad, for some reason, in his mind, he had it in his head that he's going to prove to me that I know how to swim. I don't know why. He's going to prove to me that I know. Okay. We get to the beach. We see my cousins coming. Hello. Keep that water shit away from me. Hello. Lay the blanket out. Got an umbrella too. Open up the umbrella. My dad put his music on, his little radio with his double D batteries. All that, right? Setting everything up, setting a little campsite up. We good. I see everybody start doing the same shit. Start taking all their dry clothes off with their bathing suit underneath. Everybody getting ready. And I was like, you guys have fun. My father said, get off. Excuse me? I was like, I'm going to go, and I'm going to go to the edge. And I'm going to bop with my feet, and I'm going to chill in the sand. You guys have a great time. So I'm walking with him. I already know what I'm doing. He doesn't know, but I know what I'm doing. And once it gets to where the water, you can't see the sand no more. It's just the water at that point. Right before that, I stopped. And my father kept on going. Wobbling his body. He looked like a penguin when he was going in there. If something's making you walk that way, you shouldn't do it. And I stood there. And I sat down in the sand. Hello, wet sand. Nice to meet you again. Bye. And I'm building my stuff, making holes and shit. Water's coming, kadish, filling up my holes, upsetting me, stressing me out because I'm putting a lot of work in. Out of nowhere, I feel my two armpits being pressured up. And my dad just tosses me. Ladies and gentlemen, let me rewind back a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is where my anxiety my anxiety was invented, was instilled in myself. This where I don't trust nobody behind me came in. That's just why I don't like surprises. It's probably why. I'm sitting there constructing buildings, trying to do things with my life, trying to figure out how to make something work. Pretty much just teaching myself. When you go from concentrating on a structure to complete panic in less than a fraction of a second, to a child, you fucked up. You're a fucked up person. I'm here, people, having fun by myself. I was a loner my whole entire life. I didn't hang out with my cousins like that. I didn't. When I got older, yeah, a little bit, some of them, but not all. Like, I wasn't a part of that family in my mind. And that I was always in my own little world, living my life, living my best life. Facts. So I'm over here relaxed, bro. Making my shit, trying to make my shit nice. Making forts and shit. And from out of nowhere, I'm just lifted into heaven. For a second, I was like, oh, this is what it must feel to be abducted. I see it in the TV all the time and shit like that. This is my time. They got me. They got me. I'm never gonna see my mother and my father again. I just hope these niggas got food. That's what's going through my head. Panic, and I'm fucking hungry. Building structures get you really hungry, ladies and gentlemen. But then I started to see that I was being lifted towards the water. And I was like, oh, this person just doesn't like me. They saw me and they were like, man, that's an ugly ass fucking kid. And decided to drown my ass. Oh, okay, it's one of those. I know something happened. Either somebody that wanted to take me to have his way with me, or I was about to go get inside the water because this motherfucker just does not like me being alive. And I'm going to the water, I'm kicking, I'm like, ah! Screaming. Because what do they say when a stranger tries to catch you? Scream, make loud noises, kick, do everything that you can for this not to work out for this nigga. So I started screaming. And you know when you're in the middle of panic that you start seeing salvation? I saw my mother and my sisters. And they're looking at me. And they're all smiling. I was like, you approve of this action? You approve of this man killing me? Because I didn't know it was my father at the time. Right now, I'm in pure panic. And all I see from a gleam of my eye is my mother and my sisters. This is no laughing matter right now. And then I fly. Ladies and gentlemen, I fly to God knows where. But I thought legitimately that God was saving me. For a second, when I was released, when I didn't feel the pressure on my armpits no more, I thought God saved me from the kidnapper or the serial killer that kills 5-6-year-old kids in a beach. I don't know. But I felt freedom for 2 seconds. And then death. That 2 seconds of freedom, I said, yes. I'm going to escape, turn back, run to my sandcastle. Make sure everything's still structured. No. It went freedom. I saw the devil and God play chess. That's how close to death I was. You ever drank water when you were not thirsty? And you ever got burning sensations through your nostrils and your throat because you drank half the ocean? I remember getting my head up. My body shut down. I didn't know what to do. So something inside my head, in my brain said, don't die. I went, and this arm came out and went, shush, shush. So my body automatically just started going towards the shore. And I felt sand. Hard, beautiful, solid sand. And my body flipped over. And I looked at the sky, the beautiful blue sky, with the sun hitting me in my face, getting me my vitamin D. Hence, that's why Sunny D is called Sunny D, because the sun gives you vitamin D. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with oranges, but they look alike if you put it in the sun. I coughed, I don't know how much water, but I remember feeling so, I remember being exhausted. I remember being like, I couldn't move. And then my mom came to me, and I think it was like one of my aunts came to me. And I'm laying there, and I'm looking at up, and I see the halo in the shadow of my mother. She says, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Mommy?" And all I hear from behind my mother is my father saying, "I told you he knows how to swim." What? I saw you swim. That was just that was God that inserted that instinct in me to do that. That wasn't me. I didn't consciously say, "Oh, I'll just swim out of this situation." I didn't say that. My body did it. From that point on, me and the ocean have been enemies. Until I got older. I was able to go to this thing called the Metropolitan, it's the YMCA. And I asked my mom, and I was able to sign up. This was a couple of years. Between that, it was just me staying away from the ocean. Me saying, I'm not going to even attempt to try to deal with that. Then a couple of years passed by. This is before going to Dominican Republic. And they opened a YMCA. It was a metropolitan pool, but it was like working with YMCA. So I signed up. I was able to sign up. You could be like 15 or some shit like that to sign up. And I forgot. I asked my mother, because I have to have a mother's permission if I'm under like 15. I have to ask for my mother's permission. So I remember asking my mother, and it's because they had a pool in it. And I was like, you know what? I think at this moment of my life, I was like, I don't know how old I was at this point, like 9, 10, some shit like that. At this point in my life, I think I need to learn, I need to train myself to learn how to swim. Because till this point, I don't know how to swim. So I get there. My mom came with me, signed it. They gave me a little ID card, and I could come whenever I want, as long as I'm with an adult. As long as I'm with an adult and I have the pass, I could come in and I could use anything they have. So I'm like, all right, cool. They have a crazy nice size pool, and it's indoors. So whether it's snowing, raining, it doesn't matter. I could come in here and I could use the pool. Beautiful. So this was when sort of the time that my sister had her boyfriend, which is her husband now. And he signed up for it too, and he was going to that pool. So he was my adult that I could come with. So every time he went, I went with him. And I trained. I remember this because not only that, but it was also helping me with the building stamina and stuff like that. I was, because at that point I was like really getting into being outside and riding bikes and stuff like that. So swimming helped, but I also had a goal. I had to learn how to swim. So I was going to do it baby stepping. I was going to do it myself. I was not going to ask somebody for shit. I in the pool, as far as I went, was holding the sides of the pool. And that's it. And we get to the pool. I get in there. I do my same shit, get to the steps, and that's where I stay. Every time we went, I started getting closer and closer to treading water, to learning how to just stay afloat. Because in my mind, I'm like, what's the whole point of learning how to do this if I don't even know how to stay above the water without my feet touching? I don't know how to tread water. I don't know how to do any of that. So what's the whole point of it? I need to learn how to do that first before I could get to actually staying afloat and swimming. So treading water, I remember going up, and then swallowing through my nose. Water, like sucking it through my nose. Crazy. So I'm like, I'm never going to learn how to do this. And I kept at it, and I kept at it, and I kept at it, and I kept at it. And by the time you know it, I'm treading water like a motherfucker. Chilling. Success. Mind you, it was like 4 feet, 4.5 feet. I was like around that area. I was where if I could stand up, the water gets up to my actual nose. And then I keep on doing that because once you keep your feet out, like you can tread water comfortably there where you know if anything happens, you could just and you're up and you're standing and you can just walk back to where it's less water. So I that's how I made myself do this. And I'm treading. All right, I'm good at treading water now, and it took me a couple of days. It had to be like a couple of days to do it. Then it's time to kick off the wall and start to swim, but where I could still stand up. And I did that a couple of times, and I'm trying to get it down, and I couldn't. I remember feeling like I looked like a fucking idiot, just trying to, because I wasn't smooth, just going with the flow. No, I was smacking the water and doing this shit, and trying to drag the water away from me, like if I'm trying to crawl. So I'm just like, this ain't working. So I said, stop, look at what everyone else is doing. Really focus. So I started to see how people's forms were and how was it that they were kicking off and how their feet were doing. And I'm trying to see this, and I put my goggles, look underwater, just to see their form of how is it that they're doing this swimming shit. So I'm like, all right, it looks pretty simple. So I started doing it. I didn't get it down right away, but I started doing it. There was an old man that always went into that gym. And I always looked at him because he's like, that's all he does. He just goes back and forth. Couple times he gets out and he leaves. And I see him and I call him Uncle Fred because I see him and it's always like the intensity of his face. Like you see, like he comes in and he doesn't talk to nobody. He doesn't do anything, but he's just focused on just getting in there, doing a couple of laps, getting out and leaving. And I always had the respect for that because I was like, yo, he came here to play around. He came here to joke around or talk to girls and do it. No, he came in here to swim and leave. So I was like, that's the focus I need. And then I got it. A couple months passed by. I'm in that pool and I'm just and I'm just fucking this water up. I'm in there like swimming. You already know, baby. I'm putting all my efforts into it. And I'm good. I'm like, oh shit, I'm good. I went from the one end to I think it was like 6, 7 feet. From all the way 7 feet. No, bullshit. That was like 8 feet. From 8 feet all the way to the steps, I was able to do 5, 6 laps. No problem. So I'm like, I'm good. So I just kept on doing it because I wanted to get real good. I wanted to put myself in situations. Like I went all the way to 8 feet, holding the side, pushed my way down, and then swim my way up. And I just kept on doing that repeatedly, not to be scared of the depth. I had a goal, ladies and gentlemen. That goal was to go back to that beach and fuck that ocean up. One day in the summer, somebody says, yo, let's go to the beach. The whole family, let's do it. I was like, let's go. My mom was like, oh, okay. We got ready. Next day came, all packed up, went to the same fucking Manhattan Beach. We get over there, and I looked like it was like a battle. I'm walking that sand, and the ocean is splashing. The ocean is oceaning. You got the seagulls, all that bullshit. Now look at the sun hitting off the water, and the little gleam off the water hits me in my eye, because he sees me. And I'm like, today is your day to get fucked up. And I walk in that sand like I'm the Rock. If you smell, all that. We put everything down. Same thing happened a couple of years ago. People started taking this stuff off. And I went, yep. Now you're mine. I walk in, water in my feet. And I keep on walking. Nobody told me about the sharp rocks. So that was the first level. Not used to that. My feet soft. Like, what the fuck is this? Is this the whole water? So you have no choice but to fucking swim. Oh, like, oh, shit. I was expecting that. I should have put pebbles in the stairs of the pool so I could get used to this shit. And then it gets softer. And I'm like, oh. So I'm going to where I'm comfortable. Remember, guys, up to the nose. To where I'm comfortable. I didn't know the water said, nah. Come closer. And and the waves keep on pushing me. And I went, oh, and I started panicking. And I was like, remember your training. Remember your training. And I'm in the ocean and I'm treading water. I'm like, and everybody's looking at me and everybody's throwing champagnes, balloons. There's a plane with smoke signals that says, thank you, Ray. All that. And I'm treading water. And I see a wave and I'm like, I'm going to take it. Wave was monstrosity. It was 18,000 stories high. And I went, oh, fuck. And I came back and I went opposite. And I started swimming towards where the wave was going to crash. And I come. I see all my cousins and everybody. I'm high. This wave is up, got me high. And I'm looking at everybody from heaven. And I'm looking down. I'm like, I am the king of this wave. And the wave started coming down. Everybody saw me. And everybody was, yay, Ray! Girls started kissing. People was crying. A mother was breastfeeding her child. She fucking full ball fucking punted that bitch. And then the wave came down. They should add more waves to pools so we could get used to the impact of when that wave slaps the shit out of you in that water. Because when I told you, this time I drank about 2 to 3 gallons, I believe, of the ocean. But with all the commotion, all the water crashing around me, and I don't know where I'm at, I pushed up and started treading. And I went, I made it. And that's how I conquered not knowing how to swim. I love you guys. Tonight I'm going live with Meezus in about an hour. Well, 45 minutes. I need to stop doing that. The videos are probably going to be late. I got to do thumbnails. I got to do everything. I got to set up the live. I got to do a bunch. So I probably won't have time to publish it. But I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. And I am going to talk to you guys later. Love you.
Get money, stay high. Go to YouTube for story time with Ray 5. We say he's a great guy.